before I start the video. So, today I'm talking about why you don't blow accounts in one singular trade. And once you understand what I'm about to say, you're going to actually understand what's going to cause it because blowups follow a pattern every single time. This is one thing you're going to hear me repeat on this channel, but I'm not repeating it just to repeat myself. I'm repeating it because you already know what to do, and it's a very frustrating thing for traders who already know how to trade. So I want you to stay with me in this video because this is going to explain why knowing more has never actually helped you and what's actually going on when you're trading live. So most traders think that awareness is the solution. You think that the more you journal and the more you recognize your mistakes, you're going to stop. If you journal more, you'll fix it. If you remind yourself to follow your rules, then you're going to follow them. And that's literally not how it works because it sounds really logical in your mind, but that's not how it actually works because knowing better has never stopped anyone from blowing an account. One thing I truly believe is that blown accounts are a specific experience that you have when you're experienced. So you cannot blow an account if you don't even know how to trade. Like you blow an account because you know what you should be doing and then you're not doing it. It's a result of knowing so much and knowing what to do. And so there's a reason why knowing more has never stopped anyone from blowing an account. And that's what I'm going to talk about in this video because it is not a knowledge problem. If you keep blowing accounts or losing money, and the first thing you do is you go back to strategy or tools or refining your process and you think you need to learn more and do more, that's exactly why you're losing. And this is exactly what happens when money is involved because before every single trade, everything is very, very clear to you. It should be if you're experienced. You know your setup, you know your rules, you know what you should do. You have literally probably a pre-trade plan sitting right in front of you or maybe on your computer. It's very popular to have a pre-trade like checklist, etc. I don't believe in a checklist. You don't need a checklist, but let's say you have one, right? And then you enter a trade. Honestly, the checklist is probably why you're still losing. But let's say that's like, you have your pre-trade plan, etc. And you enter a trade. But when you enter it, something is going to change within you. And now there's risk because now there's money and now there's pressure. And no matter how much you try to convince yourself that, oh, trading is just, it's not an emotional environment. I'm just going to take the emotion out of it. I'm going to be a robot. That's just not how it works. There is risk. I learned this from Charles Schwab, getting coached by Charles Schwab. The more you put your money on the line, it's exactly how much is exposed to the market and exactly how much is going to be risked. So you cannot put money on the line and not call it risk. Every single dollar you put out is never guaranteed to come back. Now when you're profitable, it's that you're putting out money as risk and you bring back more money as a result. You might make $1,000 trade, bring back 3,000, right? Put out 200, bring back 300. Put out 10K, bring back 15K, right? That's how it works in the realm of profitability. But you have to understand that the reason why that can work is because of the opposite as well. You can put out 10K and bring back zero, okay? Every single dollar that you put on the line can be is exposed and can be risk. So now, instead of convincing yourself that it's not risk, how about we operate from a more, or right, let's just say a less ignorant, like more knowledgeable side? Because in the moment where there's money involved and pressure involved, your brain is not going to prioritize what you know in your head. This is why you can lose as a trader who knows what to do with a plan right sitting in front of you, but for some reason, you know a plan works and you can't even follow it. It's not like you don't have a plan, right? You do have a plan, but you don't know how to work it. You literally can't follow it. You can read it and say, I know I should do this. I know this works. And for some reason, you can never actually follow it. And that's because your brain is not going to prioritize knowledge. Your brain prioritizes what is called relief. So your brain always wants relief from being wrong, relief from losing, relief from uncertainty. You want to know what's going on at all times. And guess what? This is literally where everything is going to turn into the worst domino effect ever because your behavior is going to start responding to that pressure. not your plan. So when I work with my students and they're like, hey, I have this whole plan, and I'm like, okay, well, tell me about your progress. And we go through my whole system of how they're going to start applying that and learn execution and consistency. And I'm looking at their plan, I'm like, this is like your strategy. There's nothing wrong with your strategy. It's like 9 times out of 10, there's nothing wrong with your strategy. Yet you can't follow it. It's because your behavior is responding to the pressure of the market. So you know when you should exit, but you hold anyways. You know you shouldn't size up, but you do it anyways. You know you should stop, but you do it anyways. And you go back in for another trade. It's not because you forgot, it's literally because you know in that moment that your emotions are stronger than whatever's on that sheet of paper. And so right now, what I want you to start thinking about is that you don't ignore your rules. You might feel like, oh, I'm undisciplined. It's not undisciplined. You know your rules. You have rules. You followed them before, right? It's not like this is your first rodeo. You've actually followed your rules before. It's just that in this moment, your brain is prioritizing something else. And this is the part where traders really get confused, especially day traders, because you think that you're managing a trade. This ties directly into what I'm telling you if you would like really have this whole idea come together for you, because you're confused at why you can't exit your plan. It's because you don't understand when things change. When you enter now, you call it managing a trade and you're not. You're evaluating the plan that you made and now you're changing it mid trade. So you're asking yourself, "What? This is literally how it looks like every single time. Should I hold this trade? Did I mess up this trade? Should I close the trade? Is the trade still valid?" Da, 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 da. Those questions are called money takers. Okay, let's just call them money takers. Like your money will get so took if you start asking yourself those questions during a trade. And the bad part about it is that it feels like control. It feels like you are literally doing the responsible thing and you're doing what you say you're supposed to do. But what's actually happening is you're hesitating under pressure. So hesitation is not wrong, but hesitation when there's money on the line equals a blown account. It equals loss. It equals giving your profit back. And so real management is very, very simple. It's not like we call it managing, but that's not managing. Real management is actually way more simple because it's already decided before the trade even starts. Everything else that you're doing is literally reacting in real time. So as a scalper, yes, you're technically reacting to volatility, right? But you're not really reacting to it. It's like you're watching it build up for an hour and then you're sniping it for 30 seconds and you're done for the day. Like it really comes down to that execution. But this is where it really gets worse because the more experienced you are, the more you know. This is why my channel is for experienced traders. It's not for beginners. I mean, I have a playlist on my channel that teaches in 4 videos the 4 fundamentals that I believe. Like once you learn those 4 fundamentals, you know how to trade, right? It's um chart patterns and like market structure, and then there's like candlestick patterns, candlestick strength, and then I show you all of my trading view settings that you can just go copy straight into your chart on trading view, which you can just get a free account like today. And then I also show you how to trade on Webull, how to place your first profitable trade on Webull with futures and options. I give it like it's there, it's free, you can go watch it after you finish watching this video. But when you're experienced, now you know all the patterns, you know all the setups, you know all the outcomes, you know everything. So now during the trade, your brain has so much to work with. And it seems like the more I work with people, it's like the more I'm taking away from you. And I'm not giving you more stuff. I'm actually removing stuff that you don't need because you already have everything you need to be profitable. You just need a person that is profitable to tell you what part to keep and which ones to get rid of. I'm telling you, as an experienced trader, you have enough knowledge to keep you profitable and to keep you unprofitable. But if you keep doing them both, you're always going to lose money. So what I come in and I do is I say, hey, these things are making you unprofitable for your specific situation, customized to you. Stop doing this. These are all the things that are making you profitable based on your setup and based on what you like to trade, based on the markets that you like and the stocks that you like. Keep doing this. And what you're going to notice is your win rate goes up and your profitability goes up and your losses go down and they shrink. The reason why, it's not because I'm any smarter than you. It's just because I have been able to boil down really what makes somebody profitable because I understand what actually makes the markets move. It's not a setup. It's not And you can watch the last video to understand more about that. That's the videos that are in this playlist for this series of videos I'm doing. But you really think it's a setup, you think it's like a retracement, you think it's like all this stuff about breakouts. It's not. It like following those things is what's going to keep you unprofitable. So when you understand that, when you're in a trade, your brain has so much to work with. You start justifying everything. You justify holding, you justify selling, you justify staying in. This is why you hear people say like, oh, I sell too early and I hold too long. Ding ding ding, you're an experienced trader. Congratulations, welcome to the club. But you have to get into understanding that once you have a lot of information, it's about boiling down to a plan that can actually work for you and result in profitability. And so now you have more ideas. So you start to second guess and triple guess and quadruple guess yourself. And then y'all be doing it in the middle of a trade. You're just gonna lose money if you do that. Okay. So, and the reason, let me just say this, the reason why you're losing money if you do that is not because you're wrong. Most of the time, your direction is right, and at some point that trade was profitable. The problem is you're just executing more than one plan in one single trade. So you're juggling multiple possibilities and probabilities and outcomes of a trade when you're supposed to enter for one reason and exit for one reason. And that is why it's not working, because you're trying to execute many different plans when you can only execute one at a time. One of my specialties is one at a time. Do one at a time. I enter, exit one at a time. I've never seen profitability like I do now because I was trying to execute so many things at once. And I'm telling you from experience, I'm not a perfect trader. I'm not this perfect person that just figured this out from the depths of some like heavenly sent, like esoteric information. I just lost a lot of times over and over until I was able to boil down what actually works. And then once you figure out what works, now you want to shout from the 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 mountaintops why it works. And that's why this channel even exists, because execution doesn't need more information. It needs alignment, and that's something that is going to directly lead into the real issue, because the real problem is that most traders do not have a real purpose. I have a video on my channel talking about execution, and if you want to execute better, that's what that's for. But you enter based on one idea, and then during the trade, you start thinking on another idea. So you enter like a scalper, and now you're thinking like a swinger, and now your exit is wrong. You're confused and you're holding, and now you've lost. You weren't even wrong. And that's the part that hurts. You're like, I know I was right, but I don't know how to align all these things, all these pieces together. And it's like, it's not because you're going to know more or know better, it's because the trade just doesn't make sense anymore. So right now, what I want you to start to think about is that your knowledge is not failing you. You know enough. It's just that your execution is not matching your ideas in your head. So you actually fix this not by more rules or more reminders, but you fix it through clarity before a trade. Because what is a trade supposed to do? It's supposed to have one purpose and not multiple outcomes. See, most people are doing multiple purposes and multiple outcomes, or no purpose and multiple outcomes, or one outcome and multiple purposes, like doing all type of mixing up of different things, conflating the things that don't work with the things that do work, doing them mixed up, and you keep changing so many things, it just never ends up making sense. And so I want you to understand that it's supposed to have one purpose, one outcome, and then like define what completes that purpose. When it happens, you don't have to think, you can just act, and it's very mechanical. If you want to feel like a robot but know you're a human, this is how you do it. Like to where you can just execute like this. I'm telling you, this is how you do it. This is what the videos on my channel are for. It's for execution. So once you remove mid trade, remove all that mid trade, remove all that, you actually remove the gap between knowing and doing, and then you start doing. And that's the part that most traders never do. Most traders who are experienced struggle with the execution part. So if this is starting to click for you, this is going to connect directly to the first video where I broke down how traders change their trades mid execution, and the second video where the behavior starts to shift after a loss. So those videos are already in this series. You can watch them. So if you haven't seen those, definitely go watch them after this, because they tie it all together. They really do. So if you feel like I know what to do, but I just don't do it, It's literally not discipline. That's the problem. Okay. So it's your system under pressure. And once you can fix that, then your execution gets very simple and your decisions get very clear. And so in the next video, I'm going to show you how to get your results to finally match what you already know. Because what happens after a loss is really the problem. And it's why trying to make your money back is what's destroying your account. You don't even need to try to compound your account. I'm going to show you how to do it effortlessly. So if this video helped you, make sure to subscribe and watch that next video. The whole series is designed to fix this step by step. And I'm so glad that you're here along with this journey. If you haven't already watched the pinned video in the comment section or the first link in the description box for the free private training, where I show you how to do a lot of this for yourself. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.